Hello, everybody. Joe the Lawyer here, and we have a takeover of Eric Tenkar's channel. The random party generator has an old random
Oh,
party team, but we're taking this shit over. We're raising the pirate flag. Yo ho ho, and a bottle of where's my rum? Actually, I forgot my fucking rum. Anyway, we'll get that later. My pee break. But we are here. Eric is not here. Eric is way up in Massachusetts. It's quite the drive actually where he's at. I went to that convention a couple years ago. The last thing I went to before COVID cracked it all down, and yeah, he's up at a convention, TotalCon up there, and having a good time. He may make an appearance. He may do that roving reporter Geraldo Rivera style, pop in and have a good time with us a little bit, and I'm sure he'll have a couple in him. But in any way, we're here with some cool people, plus Greg and Rob. All right, so yeah. Chubby Funster.
thank you
Greg,
so much, Joe, for
Greg
that
Christopher.
wonderful introduction.
yeah. And Rob Conley, Bat in the Attic. We're all here to have some fun, talk about some shit that's going on out in the world. So, guys, anything cool happened to you guys this week? Or are we going to skip the bad? Let's get to the cool. I think bad happened to most of us this week, so let's just skip all that shit.
Well, I
Get
had
to the
my
cool
first
stuff.
my first product on our drive-through RPG went gold this week.
Nice, man.
Shadow Sun is now gold.
All right, that's a Shadow Dark Sun crossover, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Nice, very nice, very
And,
nice.
You went gold. Is this your first one that went gold for you?
Yeah.
Good job.
Everything else has been Electrum for a long time. So,
Yeah. You got any gold, Rob? Anything gold?
Yeah,
Pop for you?
I even have one platinum. It's no
Nice.
Oh, wow.
sale, but
Is it Black Marsh?
Nice.
no. Waterland of High Fantasy.
All right.
Nice, man. Let me get out the measuring sticks here. We're all measuring them, boys and girls. And incoming is a comment from Greg about Blood Island and measurements there. So I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
I wasn't even thinking about it. Joe, you just jumped the gun there.
I'm always on the defensive about my precious Blood Island. I know.
I yield to Rob. I mean, he's had what 40, 50 years ahead of me in production. I can't possibly compete.
You are
just
he's the chubby. He's the chubby
over here.
He's not the chubby funster. He's a chubby youngster. Is really what his name should be here.
I guess
Greg is only 9. Oh God. So this might be it. Tim said he might drop in. He's got some stuff going on. Matt Jackson, as always, is a bum and he will not join us. So he sucks. So bite me, Matt. Because no streaming is complete without Matt, So so that's that. Rob, what's going on with you today? Anything good, fun, exciting?
Well, yeah, I got one of the proof copies of there's 4 books in my Kickstarter, and I got one of the proof copies. So there's 3 more to go. But it came out nice. I have
is that color? Hold on, let me hold you. Let me figure out how to take the con here and highlight you, Rob. Let's see. I know there's a way to do it. Solo layout. Boom. There he is.
Yeah.
Right.
I include supple.
Oh, nice.
This is a scan of the map where I took the island of Payad from, and then in the front here.
I didn't know it was going to be color, Rob. That's pretty cool.
It's normally color. Okay.
All right.
And then I included 2 more scans of my. This is the original version of the island.
Okay. All right. Cool, man.
And this is the world map I created. But everybody wanted to play in the Waterlands. And hey, Rob, run City State. Rob,
yeah.
Let's do Waterland. So I never got to. This was meant to be my completely original setting.
Yeah.
And so when I wrote how to make a fantasy sandbox, I decided to use that for the example.
So let me play like the whiny backer of your Kickstarter, Rob. When are we gonna get our fucking books, man? Anything coming out soon? when is it going to be delivered? You got a time frame or a timeline?
It's in the hands of the god of the lightning source.
The what? Lightning source. Yeah. I thought you were doing a Thor reference there or something like that, man.
No, the print on demand. They're all sitting in the printing. The other 3 are sitting in the printing queue.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, Wizard Tower, very nice looking, Rob. Very nice. Yeah. So, Greg, you were talking about something interesting today. We actually, believe it or not, have a couple topics which we came up with about 9.5 seconds ago. So they're actually pretty interesting ones, though, I think. Greg, want to kick the Twitter thing off? You heard what was going on? Because I'm not on Twitter. I'm a post and goes Twitter guy.
I just recently started using Twitter to kind of
Drive yourself nuts.
force myself to do a little bit more marketing than I'm
Okay.
been doing in the past. I'm not, I'm mentally scarred from the Google Plus days.
Yeah.
And
No shit.
my desire to connect with people is dramatic.
Mhm.
But I tried to get back into it, and a lot of the kind of you see like from day to day there'll be a conversation that blooms up and then fades away. And today
Mhm.
it's about fudging rolls, whether it's okay to fudge rolls. And there's a couple of guys who were like, choosing that as their hill to die on. And
What, that they should or shouldn't ever fudge rolls?
you should. It's okay to fudge rolls if it makes your story work the way you want,
Oh
or
God.
something like that, and then
Story,
that
really?
triggers a counter offensive from
Yeah,
the other side.
me,
And
basically. Yeah, what I just
yeah,
said.
I just see it as it's a quantum ogre problem just reframed. It even if the player doesn't see you moving things around behind the screen,
Mhm.
you're still moving things around behind the
Yeah.
screen, and nothing is so it's you may be able to get away with it from time to time.
Mhm.
You may inadvertently cause your own problems, though. I
Yeah.
mean, like if there's a monster that should have really killed one of the PCs, and
Yeah.
you pull punch and you say, okay, well, he actually had a morale failure, and he starts running. They start to
Mhm.
pull out.
Mhm.
Well, that PC will not learn that the player won't learn. The
Yeah,
PC
yeah.
will be dead, but the player won't learn. Oh, I really should be more cautious. And then the next time they run into some equally fearsome problem, it's going to happen again. Yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
you have to make people live up to their consequences of their actions.
Yeah.
And if the world is dangerous and they're going to run into enemies sometimes that they need to withdraw away from, they
Mhm.
have to. It's better to learn that at first level than eighth. I
Yeah.
mean, it, put that in play. Make
Mhm.
sure they
Mhm.
know. I'm I'm running a Axe 2 game on Saturday nights
Mhm.
every week, and we've been getting a hell of a lot of work out of the maiming tables that are in Axe.
The naming tables?
Maiming.
Oh,
So
okay.
people will go down to below 0 hit points, and
Yeah.
the longer it takes you to turn them over, the weaker your healing sauce is, the more they're going to have a hard time. And
Mhm.
we had a player who got degenitalized.
Oh, that
We
was a
had
favorite
yeah,
one.
yeah
Yeah, yeah,
we
that's a
had
good one.
he actually chose to just let that character die like
Yeah.
that and rolled up a new level 1
I couldn't
character.
have a character walk around with no junk.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't do it. I'm sorry, because it's like wine, women, and song. It's like rock and roll. You want to go out, kill the bad guy, come back to town like a baller, and actually ball.
I get
You need your
yeah.
shit to ball, right? So
We've had it. A
Well,
lot of
tell
it
that to
falls.
the Unsully of
Yeah,
Game of Thrones.
Unsullied is a great example.
yeah,
But
yeah.
we've had hirelings in particular take brutal hit. You lose legs, lose facial skin.
Uh-huh.
Have you can't hear, can't lose a hand, all kinds of terrible stuff. And having that happen makes the players be much more cautious
Oh
and
yeah,
play much better.
definitely. I got to say, I will admit too, I do fudge rolls sometimes, and here's when, because it's situational. It's the fight is almost over. There's a couple guys left on the other side with 1 hit point. There's no risk of any of you guys dying. Then, all right. In other words, the hit that would have done 7 and left him with 1 did 8, or he had 7 hit points, and you killed him essentially. You know what I mean? He didn't have the 8 hit points. He didn't have that one left one. So that's what I'll do is I'll just try to make the end of a combat quick and easy when it's not consequential, because nobody wants to spend 10 minutes mopping up 3 1 hit point guys when there's no real risk, unless it's a situation where resources are thin and you're at the very beginning stages of something, and every single hit point done against you counts. That's when I'll fudge dice, and that's when I'll admit to it, at least. You fudge them, Rob? You do it?
I have done it.
Yeah.
I don't do it regularly.
Yeah.
I generally, I don't know. I figured out how to deal with skills and GURPS, and most of the
Mhm.
time it's you know, I don't have people rolling skills all the time. If they role
Yeah.
play and if their plan makes sense and they have the time and resources, then
Mhm.
it happens. except if they roll a 1. Or
Yeah.
in GURPS, it would have been if you roll a 17 or 18, which are quick failures and an outright failure.
But when you say don't roll a 1 and you're saying that to Tim, you might as well just say, Tim, flip a coin, call heads or tails. You know,
That's Tim's problem, not mine. I can't help that the universe.
It's almost as soon as you say don't roll a 1 that shit happens too. If you didn't say, we're good, no problem. You know.
To me, that's actually the crux of the matter. If you want it to go a certain way, just don't roll the dice.
Yeah, just narrate a fictional story.
Yeah, just say this is what happens.
Yeah,
by saying roll the dice, you're opening yourself to the possibility that it will fail.
Yeah.
That's inherent.
Without failure, I mean, that could be a big change to a game. It could be fun. It could be bad. Nobody likes their character to die. But for the other night, right, we're playing my brother's game. We run it on alternate Friday nights. So I'm here. So next weekend will be his game, right? So he had it was fucked up. Basically, the gypsies got away with the thing. We needed the thing or whatever, right? And so my guy had a cloak of the manta ray. My buddy Kurt had a fly spell. And there are a couple, Rene from Greyhawk Pirates, at least half a dozen plus the main mage and, another big tough henchman around the ship. We don't know who's on the ship. Me and Kurt's dude fly out there, this mage. And I swim in water. He flies up. We're going at the same speed. We catch up at the same time. And there's a big ass fight on board the ship. Kurt does some dumbass shit and dies. I got to put it bluntly. Even he admitted it. He did some dumbass tactical shit and died. I always survive because I'm I play in a fucking Comor Forest, man. I will survive. There's no 5e game is going to make my guy die. You know what I mean? I survived that shit. We should get those fucking shirts for next TotalCon. I survived the Comor Forest. Holy shit, Rob. We got to figure that out. In any case, Kurt died, his guy. And so basically he's got to start something new. It's going to bring a different element to the game. It's going to make him wiser because he sat there and contemplated. You're like, hey, what did I do wrong? First he was pissed, resentful, then he was, admitted to himself, I did this, should have done that. And like, yeah. And so there we are. So he's going to make him a better player. He's going to cause a different dynamic in the group because he's going to bring in a different person, a different background, and we're all like 5th level. I know that's like not much in 5e, but we taking a long time to get there. I've been playing for about a year now, or over a year. So it's gonna make it interesting. It's gonna make it very interesting.
Just to throw this in there, Joe, as an example, I know neither of you guys plays this game called World of Tanks. It's a PC MMO.
Yeah, it sucked up hundreds of dollars of my son's money.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it called?
World of Tanks.
Oh no, I don't know.
And the thing that's cool about it's a 15-on-15 tank battle, basically. But you can save the replay of it at the end, and people will play them and comment on them and show stuff. So I've seen a lot of replays of amazing games that I was never even a part of, which you don't get to see a lot in video games. And so the reason I'm bringing it up is you'll have games where it's 8-on-1, like they've wiped out this dude's entire team except for one dude, and because of good play and on his part, dumb play on the part of his opponents, that one dude will end up turning it around and winning to 8-1. And so that's why, let's say you reduce that monster down to 1 HP.
Yeah, that
monster could be the thing that eats you.
It could. If it's a goblin or an orc, I mean, if there's like 4 PCs left, there's one fucking orc, and motherfucker can't get hit because of the most unlucky rolls in the world, and he's critting left and right, and he kills the whole group. That's the suckiest ending to any campaign I could ever imagine. I wouldn't want to inflict that on anybody.
That is the greatest ending, Joe. That's what I'm saying. That would be a story that you tell for the next 10 years.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? All right, how many characters have you played that you built up and you came up with ideas for and everything, and then the campaign just ended?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Who cares if they die? They're not there for your personal ego trip.
Yep.
They're there to be fun.
Well, that's interesting you say that, because I remember there was a 2nd edition game my brother was running back in their college or post-college days, and I was playing Kaif the Paladin, believe it or not, me a Paladin. And that was bust my balls, because no matter what class I'm playing, if I'm a chaotic neutral Drow elf assassin or I'm a Paladin, miraculously they will always do the same exact thing. the greed gainy thing, but justified by a different bullshit morality.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm playing Kaif the Paladin. So named Kaif because whenever we named our PCs back then, it's even now, we come up with ways to bust balls about the name, right? So I'm like, I got to figure out a name that nobody can bust balls. There's nothing possibly to be said about a name. So I came up with, and I told them this. I finally came up with a name you guys cannot bust my balls on. Kaif. Next thing I know, Queef. I'm like, fucking son of a bitch. So like, shit. But anyway, Kaif the Paladin. And all the other PCs in the group were, there was a demon fight. All the other PCs were tied up, couldn't do anything. And Kaif was standing strong, killing. The demons kept spawning like every round. And I was critting and doing like a couple of hits and hitting every one of them. And I was just, this guy was kicking such ass. He was, every round he killed the demon for like 3 or 4 rounds. And I'm like, this is the awesome. And I knew he was going to die, right? Outside of divine DM intervention. This guy is going to fucking die. And I'm like, but this is the way to go. You know, it's protecting your buddies, your companions, you know, your campaign mates, and just killing demon after demon after demon, one round after another, making a fucking show of it. You know, it's like, this is the greatest shit ever. And I was like, I don't even care if I die. So I guess I get your point, man. You know, that does make sense.
My guys on Saturday night, they've been naming their henchmen after like semi-famous people with strong personalities that they can like make up. So like Alex Jones was one of them.
Oh God, that's awesome.
One of them was Joe Rogie instead of Joe Rogan. Joe Rogie, it turned out to be a freaking boss, man.
Nice.
Every battle, he's like level 0. He comes out of nowhere and just decapitates somebody.
Nice.
Now he's like a level 2 henchman. And like, if the player dies, he's totally switching to Joe Rogie. You know, like, I mean, like Joe Rogie's a boss.
That's awesome.
And what I don't want to shill too much for Axe, but one of the great things I like about Axe is the reserve XP. Do you know how that works?
No.
So like, I think this is maybe actually the single greatest invention that Alexander McCrease has come up with. So he has several different systems for creating reserve XP for your character. So then when you die, you start out with that much XP for your
all right.
So if you die,
no, I'm sorry, he got that from Hackmaster.
No, really? Oh my God. Okay. Well, anyway, it's fucking awesome.
Hackmaster free.
So your character dies. You throw an epic funeral for your fallen character. You spend 2,000 gold pieces on it. Then he starts out with 2,000 XP.
All right.
I have a guy in my group who you have to burn XP while you're alive in a way that is like wasted, so to speak, and then that becomes reserve XP as well. So this guy, he has a 6 intelligence and a 6 charisma. And so he's a thief. So he decided that he was going to take 2,500 GP that he got out of this dungeon and invest it in a multi-level marketing juice distributorship that he invented.
Oh, there he is.
There we go. Finally figured it out.
There he is. What's going on?
I recognize both of those guys.
I think so. We've already talked about queefing, Eric, and we've seen some porn. So, yeah, it's been a good show so far.
Yeah, I'm never worried about being monetized, so that's
I was wondering if you're going to join, man. So this is the Geraldo Rivera live from the mean streets of TotalCon. Eric showing up with Joe Block. What's going on, guys? How's the convention going up there?
It's a lot of fun. You know, TotalCon is always a good time.
Yeah, I got to get there again, man. The last time I went was just before COVID hit, and that was it. I got to get there again.
Where's TotalCon located?
Marlborough, Massachusetts.
Yeah, it's Rob from where I'm at in Connecticut. It's 2 more hours. You know, so it's a hike, man. It's a hike. I was surprised how far up it was.
I could just come down I-90.
Yeah, it might be. It's probably about the same route as Shire for you.
It's a nice convention, though. It's good. It's a lot of good people. Very old school. Eric, is it the same place as it was when I was there with you?
I think it's been here for decades. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay.
Except,
all right.
Except without the blizzard, which is nice. You know,
yeah, that helps.
Last couple of years, they've had a blizzard in our honor, and
that helps.
They forewent it.
Yeah. So what's going on, man? What are you seeing up there? Anything interesting? Anything popping up there?
I've been talking to a lot of the vendors. Everybody's been doing pretty good sales. I've been picking up a lot of indie games, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Oh, I picked up the DCC rules in softcover for $10. Apparently, at the convention special price.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know they had a soft cover.
I knew they did. It's normally $30, but at
Yeah.
conventions apparently it's 10. So I think for $10,
Nice.
I have a giveaway.
All right. All right. That's cool, man.
And I've been seeing a lot of miniatures games in the main hall. They're doing the Wars of Oz, which is really nice.
Wars of
people-
Oz.
Yeah, it's a Wizard of Oz miniatures warfare game, and they got like miniatures of like balloons and munchkins and stuff.
Belongs.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then people were doing Car Wars last night. They're doing BattleTech today.
Very cool,
All
man.
kinds
Very
of cool
cool.
stuff.
Very cool. What are you drinking, Eric? I know you're drinking. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Merlot.
A Merlot. Look
Yeah,
at you
but
getting all fancified and shit.
we're going to be doing a mead tasting around 11 o'clock.
A what tasting?
Mead.
Oh, all right. All right. That's
They're
nice.
hooking me into this,
Like,
right?
like the endless
come on,
star
it's
that you had at.
Bob Steve's in there. Bob, good enough? Good
Where?
enough? We're going to be doing it like right over here in the atrium.
I know where I'm going to be at 11.
Nice. What are you drinking, Joe? What's on the
Just
agenda?
Coors Light, nothing fancy.
Coors Light.
Nothing
All
is-
right.
Nothing is frou-frou is Merlot.
Joe, not Bud Light.
They don't
No,
have
no Bud Light.
no Bud Light on tap. No Bud Light on tap.
I will forego the Bud Light.
That's cool, man. So yeah, we're just talking about the latest thing on Twitter, guys, where Greg was telling us that basically people are saying it's okay to fudge dice, and other people, they're saying for story purposes, so it furthers your story. It's quite okay
no.
to fudge dice rolls. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. No.
I give it the thumbs down.
Yeah, definitely. Although we were just getting into where I have fudged
Does
them
that mean
when
that you can flip the table if you don't like
Right.
the
If you don't like it, for
Yeah.
story purposes, you can flip the table, though.
you can flip the
That's
table.
Rachel says.
Yeah, hold on a second. Well, let's turn this for a second.
Oh, there she is. What's up, Rach? Rach, what are you drinking?
I got the white.
I'm having a rum and Diet Coke.
Nice, very nice.
Nice.
All right, it's the healthy choice, the Diet Coke part. There you go. So it's a
You
good
got
deal.
less harm, but it's good.
Yeah, less harm. Not,
You need to bring the fisheye lens to the conventions.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I somehow when I flipped the camera around, I went widescreen. Hold on.
A mead testing. You know that Rob has a mead named after his PC, right? That we all
Yep.
sampled up here at
Oh, no,
ShireCon
if
last
you
year.
do front camera, I don't get Joe.
I could stand behind you.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
We'll do the wide. We'll do the wide. The
Yeah,
wide lens.
Eric, Rob has a mead named after one of his characters from his old live act LARP days.
Yep.
Yes, there's a
Endless
mead
Star.
in Pennsylvania named after his character.
What's
It's
it called?
actually not bad. I had some. It was not bad.
What's it called?
The endless star.
The Endless Star. Rob, you got a link? Throw it in the channel, man.
Yep.
Or pull up the page, you know? Yeah. Rob's
Does it
sharing a
give you an
screen.
endless hangover?
It was actually decent. man.
They do. It's called Blissful Meads, and it's in Pennsylvania, and they do mail order.
All right.
Is that the one by the Pennsylvania Red Fair?
They are not rednecks.
No,
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Is that the one by the Pennsylvania Ren Fair? Renaissance Fair.
No. But they're all old time friends, and they all played in the LARP chapter I ran back in the early 2000s.
Very cool. Yeah.
They decided
that
to
up.
go into business together, and it's kind of cool. And they have a meadery downtown.
Meadery. That's an interesting word, meadery. You know, it just maybe I'm smoked a little bit too much
I
before the
posted the
show
link.
tonight,
I
but-
posted the link, Joe. It's called.
Did you?
Blissful Meads.
Oh, in the private chat. Now I get to find out how all this shit works on this side of it. Copy address, posted in regular comments. Yeah. Did it? All right. Blissful
There you go.
Meads. There it is. It's up, boys and girls. It's up. Yeah, I've been trying to do my best there, Eric. So to keep it going.
No. You're
Yeah.
a professional, sir. You're a professional.
No, I don't know about professional.
Don't. Well, neither am I. So
Yeah.
there's a reason
right.
why none of my videos have editing.
Hey, Flint Fireforge is asking if Joe is running any Greyhawk at the con.
I am not. I don't run anything when I'm a vendor because after a day of selling stuff in the room, I am just so wiped. I can't do anything.
Wait a minute, you ran a game for us, dude, up at ShireCon last time, man. I was in it.
Yeah, but he was like 10 feet away from his store.
He did have to duck out to
that
sell
was
some shit.
No, that was kind of that was a little, that was right there.
Yeah.
It wasn't after, and ShireCon's a little different because it's smaller.
Yes, and now it's changing. Did I hear we're changing venue? Is that a
Changing
thing?
venues and dates.
Yeah.
And dates. Jesus Christ. So what's the new venue going to be like? You guys getting dirt on it?
It's
What's
a
it all
BFW
about?
hall. It looks really nice.
It's got a bar.
All right. You got a
3
bar?
bars.
Yeah, they got 3 bars.
3 bars?
Yeah.
Fire pit.
Fantastic. God bless the veterans. Fucking fantastic, man. 3 bars. Thank you for your service, motherfuckers. 3 bars. That's awesome. They have a fire pit, you said?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we
That's
have
awesome.
the whole second floor or something.
Something like that. We need camping facilities. What we need.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Now the hotel, is there one near closer to it or no? Are we still dealing with the drive back and
You're
forth?
dealing with a 20-minute drive, probably.
20 minutes, no matter what. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I was looking.
Which hotel?
Yeah.
Nothing yet, but I
Oh.
was looking around.
Yeah, I got that B&B that's right there.
Oh, okay.
I got the
Yeah,
last
the-
room apparently.
Oh wow, you booked it already for freaking September, and it was already sold
I know.
out?
I
Holy shit!
I normally wouldn't, but when he posted that, I was like, oh, why not? And then it was like,
Damn.
it's all gone.
Yeah, you better get on that, Rob. I know you did the B&B net last year, so yeah, if you want to get it, shit, man. Holy crap! So what games are you seeing run up there, guys? They're running a lot of blah 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 up there.
Well, less Pathfinder than usual, less
Okay.
5e than usual.
Really?
Yeah, I was talking with Steve, one of the main organizer, and he was saying that there were less tables of Pathfinder this year than before.
Yeah, I don't see. I mean, usually this area behind us is full of like Pathfinder Society stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Banners and things. Nothing.
I wonder why.
I've seen a lot of Top Secret. I've seen some D&D. AD&D and
Yeah.
such. I'm trying to think what else I saw because I was just back there.
Damn. I'm really surprised. I mean,
Channel 13 one.
Yeah, I don't know what it's. I forget what it's called.
Any brand new systems like Shadow Dark or not that old systems like
here's-
OSD, that kind of stuff?
Real quick and give them a-
Oh, he's gonna go great.
I'm saying,
They
like, is there stuff that's brand new that they're switching to, or are they switching actually to older systems?
yeah. What are they playing? I mean, there's not less people, right? So what are
No,
they? moving
there's
to?
more. It's got a very good attendance. I mean, the restaurant it's attached to the bar. It gets a mad rush between like 5 and 7. It
Yep.
gets insane.
Oh, what's that?
The
Whippa?
Weird Heroes of Public Access, a role-playing game. It's a really funny little quirky game. It feels a lot like Kolchak the Night Stalker, the old TV show.
All right, that's random.
So like you work for a public access TV.
I have it, but you look at the inside. Even the pages look like.
Oh, that's great.
You
That's
know?
great.
Some people
Like a bulletin
advertising
board
that on Twitter.
at a laundromat.
Holy
But
shit!
yeah, I picked it up. I might pick up some more supplements for tomorrow. It's $10. I mean, really, it can't
Cool.
go wrong.
It's cool. Who are the notable guests of honor up there these days? They have anybody big?
Zeb Cook, Bill Webb, Joe Block.
Yeah, of
obviously.
course.
I'm trying to
Tim
think
Kask
who else.
there?
No Tim, no Frank.
How about Jeff?
No Jeff Flanagan this year.
No, really? He lives a minute and a half away.
Something came up.
Oh, okay. Relatively speaking, a minute.
Yeah,
and a half
Zeb Cook was here, I saw.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. Oh, we got a photo bomber in the back there. Who the hell was that? Somebody just I don't know. Who was that? Photo bombing us.
He's the guy who wrote the.
There you go. He's pimping. We're pimping your shit, man. Nice, very nice.
Second guy, I'll be right back.
All right.
So,
So, what games did you guys sign up to play in, if anything?
Oh, I signed up for absolutely nothing because
Really?
I realized 2 weeks before the con that I hadn't signed up for any games.
Oh
And
God.
This year they decided to print everything early,
Yeah.
all the con badges, so they stopped registration for games early.
Oh shit.
Just you know what? That being said, I've had a very full 2 days so far.
All right, that's cool. That's cool.
You know,
Did you get any random games you jumped into?
Oh, that?
Any random games did you end up jumping into?
Not yet, but I brought my Soldier Wizardry Light and some random one-page dungeons just
All
in
right,
case.
that's cool. That's cool. You
But,
think you might pick up some hallway games or something like that?
You know, I mean, I could have jumped into a game at 7 o'clock, probably with Bill Webb, but then I wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Hey, how about Matt Finch? He up there? He was there
No.
last time I was there. No?
No Matt this year.
Does Frog Gods have a presence?
Yeah.
Really? I wonder why. Timing? Is there anything going on? It's not Super Bowl weekend.
Individual things just came up.
Yeah, life.
Right. Like Michael Curtis was supposed to be here.
Yeah.
But it's all hands on deck, I guess, with his latest project for Good Games.
Okay.
He wasn't able to make it. Levi Combs was a special guest. He couldn't make it, deathly ill. Actually, Zach Glazer was supposed to be a special guest, but he slipped in the shower and broke 8 teeth in his jaw.
Jesus Christ.
So in his place, they got Zeb Cook. So I guess the trade was okay.
It's a good trade. Good trade. Someone say trade up. I don't know. You know, old school, more old school.
Perhaps.
Older, isn't he? And just by virtue of age and vintage, right? He's been around.
Zeb was one of the main guys behind 2E.
Yeah. What other vendors there? The old
Joe, you needed to get with Zeb and tell him about all the things you think he's did wrong in 2E.
Yes.
How your house rules work.
I should buy the book with 24 pages.
Yes.
It's only up to 20. Only 20. Let's not exaggerate. And Joe wrote a bigger book of house rules for 2E than I have. He wrote a whole system of fucking house rules for 2E.
Basically, it's house rules for 1E. But
Yeah.
But he's getting paid for it.
Yeah.
He got paid for it. Yeah. I just got bullshit and ball busting for it. He gets paid for it. What am I doing wrong? You know? Jesus
There's
Christ.
this word you might want to learn, Joe, called publishing.
Here we go. I already got one shot against me for that already, but it was self-inflicted to head him off at the pass for the Blood Island thing, you know.
Mr. Gunn just owned you in the chat, Joe.
What did he say? I wish. How do you kick somebody in this, Eric? Where's the Joe Lawyer's potentially white? Nice. That's perfect. God. So what vendors are there, guys? Any old school guys? Have Frog God show up, or who's there?
Bill is here, but he's not vending.
There's one vendor that has a bunch of the old schools, the Goodman game stuff, in the corner in the small one.
There are vendors here that are selling plastic stuff, 2E, 1E, stuff like that. There is a vendor here. They are the ones that have they're doing Goodman games.
That's the one in the corner.
Right, but they also publish their own game. Nuclear. Oh God, it's like a old school Gamma World type of nuclear game. You have a cupcake dealer, and I say dealer because it is like buying drugs.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, they were good.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people selling terrain, not some of it's 3D printed, some of it's cast. Nice stuff.
Right.
A bunch of people selling tchotchkes, which you always get.
Yep. That's cool. God, hey guys, we were talking a little bit before the show in our massive early prep. About 9.5 seconds before we started. Did you guys hear about this AI? Like you put in a line of text and it creates a fucking video. I mean, Jesus Christ!
Video?
Wait, no,
a video.
About the video one.
A minute.
About the Google thing.
Yeah, I did it. They can do up like a 1 minute video.
1 minute video. You put in a line of text, and I've seen some amazing videos.
Yeah, there was one of like a Wild West town, and it looked like it was like from a very nice movie. From the Wild West. Yeah.
Now I know that.
Keep in mind, it's the best of what they were doing.
Yeah, but it'll just get better. I mean, with time, right? I mean, Jesus. The other thing I'm thinking.
To a point, remember, it's still just at the heart of it. It's just still a random table generator.
Yeah, but it'll get better and better, Rob. You won't even notice it, I think, at some point. But what I'm wondering is that whether our, not to get into it, because we've all talked this out last year, AI in your publications. Do you use it? Do you not? Do you use AI artists or real artists, right? What do you do? Forgetting that conversation, I could totally see a use of AI in my games. Because if I could say you're walking through a forest, the Colmore Forest, right? And I show a video of 60 seconds of walking through the creepy dark forest. This is the area you're going through. Boom, you run it, right? You play the video. That would be kind of fun. I could use that. I think that could be an interesting tool. I like to find pictures already of creepy areas or things like that to show you guys, because I don't have the best verbal descriptive ability. So I'm like, it looks like this, right? So if I could, rather than just show a quick picture, if I could show you the bridge over the waterfall with the orcs on it, you know what I mean? And the orcs are running across to charge you. That's an awesome fucking moment. It's almost like you're a mini cinematographer.
Maybe using it for like what do you call it? Video clips, like ads.
Yeah. Trailers for yeah. I can see that totally. But even within the game, though, use it within your own game. You're not, I don't see any moral dilemma there. I'm never going to hire somebody to make a video, a picture, or anything else for my normal game, right?
If you're not profiting off it, I don't see the issue.
I don't either.
I do see a practical problem in that it's going to often create elements that you're going to go, oh, I wish that wasn't there, and you're going to have to keep calling out. What if you say, show me a forest scene, and then there's like a suspicious looking stump, and all the players are like, oh, check that stump. They spend 4 hours trying to figure out what's in the damn stump that you didn't even want in the video.
You're laughing your ass off afterwards. So I guess it all works out.
The moment we got to watch out for is when they get training on your own data more effective, because that's right now the way it stands is you'd be an idiot to rely on any of these AI generator. The best use of an AI, any of these AI output, whether it's text, video, or picture, is for a trained person who's already good at making videos, or already good at writing, or already good at drawing. It's to make them more productive. And really, what would be the ultimate for an artist if they could feed it a bunch of their own stuff and have it generated like the initial sketch, and then they finish it. And then they'll be able to work faster, cheaper than what they would do before.
Yeah, because it's put it out in the style of me. You're training the AI on your own personal style, which gets rid of that whole moral dilemma right there, because it's like, I'm giving it my info.
It still has to have a base level of knowledge in order to help you. But the copyright claims, I mean, if they really give what people are asking for, that means artists in schools learning off of old people who have current works out there in art class are guilty of copyright violations.
I know, I agree with that too. It's hard because it's like, how else? And every artist starts by sketching something. If you're a comic book artist today, you started with some sketching paper or a thin white paper. You sketched over your favorite superhero, right? That's how you got into the gig. You loved to draw. You wanted to copy the thing. So, and you go to art school, you're doing the same thing.
And the standard it should be the same as a human artist. If your AI generated produced something that looks like a derivative piece of art from, say, Richard Luschek, an artist that I hired, or Fat Goblin Games, if it looks like something they would draw, and a human being did that, and they would, be liable for copyright, then it doesn't matter if it comes from an AI. That person who tried to pass that off is guilty of copyright infringement. But if it doesn't,
wait, are you
then
talking about my shirt?
Yeah.
What's that?
My Minions shirt, Tenkar's Minions.
Nice. Hey, Joe, what were you saying there?
I was just saying, look at some of the art in the original Little Brown Books. It was literally traced off of comic book frames.
Yeah.
That the guy on the horse was from a Thor comic.
Yeah, the horse. There's a couple of them that they've identified over the years where it came from.
Yeah, yeah. I remember Tim Kask saying that he used a lot of art from a certain kid, and it was literally a kid or something, like, his teens. And he found out later that the art was just the kid tracing off shit from other magazines or whatever, and they were publishing it there, not even knowing. It's like, Jesus, how old are you? And we used whose art? It's like,
Well,
whoops.
speaking of that original stuff, apparently they're going to reprint the original 3 books as they were published in the first box set, with hobbits and everything.
Yeah, and they're very upset they couldn't edit out stuff that's offensive.
Well,
Yeah.
they can pound salt on that one, but
Mhm.
but the really thing I'm looking forward to that book is the first draft of D&D. It's going to be in that book.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see.
And
Yeah.
you know how they found it?
The
Somebody had the bright idea of going into in the Chicago National Archive and look up the Aronson lawsuit, the Aronson versus Gygax TSR lawsuit, and apparently that manuscript was an exhibit in the court paper, and it's a public record. Now,
So we
the
could get it
court,
now without having to buy this goddamn book from Wizards of the Coast. Is that what you're saying?
well, here's the catch: they're not going to publish it online because it's a copyrighted work. But if you want to go to the archive and pay for a photocopy because it's a public record, you're allowed
Yeah.
to do that. And so
I
you can get yourself a copy of the first draft of the. Now, I heard the copy, some people have it already, and the copyright is pretty, I'm sorry, the photocopy is pretty bad.
Well, I can tell you this: as soon as it gets published, I will. Wizards of the Coast will not make a one red cent off of me for that thing, and yet I guarantee somehow, someday, it's going to end up on my hard drive. I don't know how, but it's going to be.
Yeah,
there.
I'll find
You
one
know?
on the aftermarket, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's
Let
not
me
going to.
just. I see Mr. Gunn and Thraxis are asking about my project for this year.
Yes.
I'm redoing the core books for Adventures Dark and Deep. That's going to be the next big project. It's going to be a complete update, and I'm tightening everything up. It's going to be condensed into 2 books from 3, and I'm working on them right now.
Nice.
And I'm taking out the OGL.
Now
No
this is
OGL.
totally expected from me, but how much of you're gonna make any of that open content for other people to use?
No OGL.
Yeah, but you can make it Creative Commons or decide to use Orc
I have no intent, no plans to do so at this time.
Nice. No, you shall not get their.
What if I make an AI that I train on your work, and then the AI makes a almost identical version for free for me? Is that cool? Are you down with that?
I don't think so. I think that's going to
Yeah.
be negative K.
Yeah.
I
think
don't-
it's
I don't
great
think
we're
that we're
transferring
past
all
the-
the wealth from the artists to just immoral political entities in California. It's a wonderful idea. Let's take all of our art production for our entire civilization, and we'll put it in the hands of AI owned by tech companies.
Mhm.
It's going to work out, guys.
Yeah. What's the worst that could happen? But Joe, what's going to happen with it? What changes are you making, Joe? I know you're saying no OGL, right? So you have to make some changes in there. What are you doing? How are you approaching that?
Well, I'm
un-OGLifying it.
The creative, with the stuff that they release in the Creative Commons is going to be the basis.
Okay. What are you seeing as the most significant challenges in converting something that's out already under the OGL to just the Creative Commons?
It's not so much a challenge in the sense of the content, because the content's not changing all that much. It's getting tightened up. I'm being able to change some names. I can call beholders beholders.
Okay.
It's more the biggest challenge I'm facing right now is I'm working on the monster book, and there are so many damn monsters, and I'm having to redo them all.
Yeah.
Because I'm changing the format, and
okay.
I'm like stuck in the D's. We were talking about this. Yep. There's like devils and demons and dinosaurs and daemons and it just never ends.
Yeah. These are a big chapter.
I know what you mean, Joe. In 2020, I keep some of my drafts on Google Drive, and so for a half hour every day at lunch, I was able to pound out 2 or 3 entries for my monster book. And it took damn near a year to get it
Yeah,
all done.
it is slow going. I got my
Yeah.
editor working on the rule book right now, though. The rule book is done.
Nice. We have Flint Fireforge needs to get Joe's AD&D Wuxia. I don't know how you pronounce that.
Wuxia. Everybody needs to
Wuxia.
get Swords of Wuxia.
It's a good book. I have it in my hand right now. I just went for a Rob Reach around there and pulled it off the shelf.
Yeah, but you won't show videos, so it doesn't
I
count.
will not show video. Absolutely right. But
Well, you
hey,
can
did
do
a good
that.
job,
You can
man.
do that. Point the camera down, and all we see
Yeah,
is
just hold
your
the book
big
up
fat
to the
All
camera.
right, hold on. Let me do this. Here. All right.
Well, the world is going to see him.
The world is gonna see some shit, boys and girls. Now, let
It's
me
like
just
when
Make
turn
it
off
through,
my
Joe. You make it
background.
through.
Off my background. The camera's down. Let's see how this works. All right, here we go. Let me turn it up a little bit. There we go.
Hey,
All right. Then my camera sucks. All right, let me get this a little bit better. There we go.
there we go.
All right, it's a fine book. Let me page two. It's a thick book too, Joe. It's a
Yeah,
I don't
that's,
know what do you
that's
got?
one of the thicker ones.
161 pages, right? Great, a standard format AD&D style. I love it. Right, good pictures here and a lot of content. You'll get a lot out of this. Whoa! I like that.
Yeah, I
You did
changed
your own
all.
planes there, huh?
I had to
Look at
change the inner planes because the Chinese have 5 elements.
They what?
They have 5 elements.
Oh,
Instead
okay.
of 4, so there's 5.
They got
elemental
wood. That's
planes.
right. They have wood,
There's-
don't they?
So there's new like para elementals and stuff. It's
Nice.
I had a lot of fun with this.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, no, it's a good book.
Well,
Man.
where you get your books printed at, Joe? Again?
Drive through.
Huh?
Drive through.
I love
Okay.
this. I love when you show the
You
weapons.
did a good
It's like-
job of laying it out
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah, this is nice.
It's a very nice hardcover.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I picked this up.
I
at,
got your
China
random
Con.
table book.
Oh yeah.
It's too far for a reach around. It's like it's
You mean the random, all the monster tables?
It's over there.
Yeah, I think I have to stretch myself for that one. Yeah. But I tell you what, you're making use of, Joe, right now is this one.
Oh,
Sword
yeah.
of Cthulhu. It's a great book on Cthulhu that Joe's put out there. All the Cthulhu mythos that are available to be swiped without having copyright claims against them, which are quite a lot, right? And he rewrote them. And I got a lot going on right now in my my hybrid 2E own house rules made up
Oh,
game.
awesome. I
Yeah,
heard
so I'm
today
using some
somebody
stuff.
stopped by the booth. They said they were using it with the Hyperborea.
Nice.
It
would totally
fit right
fit.
in. So yeah.
That would absolutely fit Hyperborea. I love how you always do the orange spine, dude.
Yes.
Perfect, man. Perfect. Yeah. And I tell you what, Joe, your book that you put out there on the all the random monsters for various climates and all that kind of shit. That's a great goddamn book. That book fits every system, no matter what the system is. That book will fit it. You know.
Yeah, that one I can sell to the 5e crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that'll work, man. Absolutely. All right, so how do I get off of this screen? Let me Bob Ross now. Why not? Let me throw some Bob Ross there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Bob Ross is always awesome.
Oh, I have something to share with everybody
All right.
that will
What
find
you got?
me. So, my wife Kellyanne got me not only a book on bookbinding, but she got me a bookbinding toolkit.
Oh,
Oh, yeah?
nice.
Yeah, with it all.
You said you're getting into bookbinding now, Rob.
So instead of doing these
All
little
the guys at the
notebooks,
monastery are doing it, Joe.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was a
and so
monastery.
instead of doing the little booklets they would do, I decided to bookbind one of my own books.
Okay.
So as you can see, it's Smith. Is that how you pronounce it? Smithstone. And I actually made my own hardcover.
Nice.
Nice, man.
It's a little rough.
Smithstone?
I'm missing what they call a guillotine cutter, because I could really just put that in a paper cutter and
Mhm.
chop it so it's nice and even. But overall, it worked out pretty well. The big difference
Very
is
cool.
instead of printing it like a booklet, I had to print like a bunch of 16-page booklets that are
Right,
signatures.
the folios. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so this particular one has 5 of them.
I smell a Kickstarter. Rob will offer a bonus of hand binding all of the books that he gives you. That would be
only to the first 10.
The first 10. You heard it here, boys and girls. Rob will give the first 10 people in his next Kickstarter a hand bound by him book.
I'm not going to promise that.
I heard it. It's recorded.
It's
It's
just as
on.
bad as offering a box set.
A box set.
We know where the OSR went on that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, gents, we're gonna pop out because I'm gonna be probably grabbing Joe for a short one-on-one and a few other people at the bar.
All right. That means that's code for the going to get some more drinks, boys and girls. They're going to get sloshed, and that's it.
Very well might involve more.
Yeah.
drinks.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
I mean, look at this class. Okay.
Well, the night is early, so we have to save ourselves for that.
For mead. We must pace ourselves.
Pace yourselves for the mead days.
You're not drinking too much. You're building up reserve XP for your next character.
Absolutely.
By profligate spending.
Absolutely.
And right before I'm about to bow out, in walks Chet.
Huh?
Chet, you want to poke your head in for a live stream real quick?
Say hi.
Hey, there he is. What's up, buddy?
Famed OSR artist.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Chet's a cool dude, man. We spent some time at ShireCon and also North Texas. Yeah. Joe, you going to North Texas this year?
I am not.
Me either.
The 2-day drive each way was daunting. I'll do it again, just not every year.
Yeah. I think it's the same thing for me. We're planning a more substantial family vacation this year, so that means less funds are allocated to North Texas and more towards where I'm staying. So yeah, it should be a good time though. Should be a good time. All right, guys, we'll have a good time there. Enjoy yourselves. Don't get too sloshed. All right, don't don't have a bad hangover. No one likes a bad hangover at our age. It's a fucking lasts for a week and a half.
No, I can't have that.
All right, guys.
Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.
Good night.
All right, and we're back to the boring couple. The boring three of us. No action going on here. I'm sitting in my old man sweater and sweatpants, and they're at a fucking convention having a mead contest and stuff. So yeah, all right, a little bit less exciting, but hey, whatever. We'll get there again. Rob, you got to make it up there again next? You think up next year? Is that a
ShireCon?
No. The TotalCon.
TotalCon? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Philadelphia. That Philadelphia one.
Yeah, that looked interesting. It's not that bad either. A drive for me, I don't think so. Be kind of cool, get all together again. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, it's a little bit more doable than.
Yeah. Greg, you gonna hit any cons this year?
No, I got a lot going on in my personal life this
that's
year.
True.
But I do want to eventually make it out to North Texas. My wife has family out there,
wow.
So I could drop her off and then go to the con.
Here, enjoy your relatives. Later, pick me up in 5 days.
Yeah, gotta work that out.
Bucket.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, and Rob, you want to do total North Texas, I want to get back there again. We should all just organize and pick the year. You know what I'm saying? And we're not doing it this year, obviously, but hey, we might be, if not next year. Why don't we plan for a couple years from now? We will definitely do North Texas or bust. You know what I mean? Why don't we try?
Well, if my Kickstarter for Into the Majestic Fantasy Realm, then 2025, it's very doable.
Yeah. I mean, so this is 20. So next year, you're saying, Rob? Next year for North Texas?
If I have the funds. I mean,
all right. Okay. Greg, what do you think?
I have to consult with my party members.
Yeah.
And
the boss.
Make a few charisma checks.
There's an old guy. You might need to make a few performance checks too, Greg. Just saying. Oh God, we had I used to work in a place where there was an old lawyer who was sort of showing me the ropes, and this is in the early 2000s, and he was old then, and I asked him once, "Hey, you want to go out for a beer?" He's just you're a cool dude. And I said, "Oh, it's on me," and he says, "Man, I got to check with the Department of War." First of all, not even the Department of War shows his age. He haven't been called that since the World War II. Like the Department of War. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, I forget how easy it is when you're single sometimes for those sorts of things, Yeah. Tim wants to get out there too. You know, that'd be a fucking great time to all play. Imagine all playing in person for the first time ever. We've been playing online together, some of us over 10 years.
Wait,
Now we can play in person.
I have to play with you?
Yeah, bring a dice, bitch. The big ones. The big ones. The big heavy ones.
I don't know about that. I mean, looks like it crazy.
Yeah. That'd be a good time, man. It'd be a good time. I'll be at North Texas this year. All you guys aren't going to be there. Yeah, Flint. Sorry, dude. Sorry, man. We're not going to make it. But Eric's definitely going to be there. So yeah, he'll always. I think Eric's pretty much a definite every year to go there. It's a retirement life. It's a grand old thing, isn't it? You know, you don't have to worry about that sort of shit.
Yeah, I mean, he could walk there if he needed. He has infinite time off of work.
Yeah, true. Just take a little hike.
Put in 10 miles a day and
yeah.
there eventually.
As soon as he leaves, he just turns around, goes back, basically.
No pressure.
Yeah, none whatsoever. So what else is new, you guys? Anything popping? Greg, what do you got going on? I mean, every time I talk to you, you got some shit going on, but we never actually talk in depth.
Okay, all right.
What's
So I just released a couple weeks ago a supplement for Acts 2.
Throw a link in there, dude. I'll put it in the I'll put it in the chat.
Now the thing is that there's a ton of stuff in Acts 2 that I think is fantastic from a rules perspective.
Mm-hmm.
There's rules for doing long distance trade by sea. You know, there's rules for doing like caravan travel. There's rules for I don't know how much people are aware, but Adventure Conquer King has a real focus on domain level play.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all kinds of stuff for running your own domain, like Birthright style.
Yeah.
But not just for people building castles. So there's like thieves and assassins can build basically crime syndicates that they then go and build it in a city, and they build it up like a business, like that they're investing gold in and everything. And so I feel like there's all these things that he's added, and this is no shade on him. The project is colossal in scope for Acts 2. So, I mean, I'm not blaming him for this at all. But there's just not a lot of materials to jump in and use those rules right away. He's made a bunch of modules for relatively low levels, 1 to 3, 3 to 6, whatever. But they're kind of classic adventure modules. They're not really like here's the domain that you're going to take over. They're not Birthright modules.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of make a product that would let you use any of that stuff right away. So they made this thing called Warlords of Gavardia.
All right.
It's a huge 9,800 hex map that has this sprawling empire, and you can read about each province of the empire. There's some provinces are run kind of like Roman style imperial provinces. Some are run like Tuscan style merchant republics, so there's different kinds of governance all over the place. It's a very different imperial governance than there is in the Aran Empire, which is the Adventure Conquer King kind of native setting. But the feature that I think when you first look at it, might not realize what it even is this all these tables of what all the provinces by hexes of
real
all
quick,
the
Greg,
different families.
Don't interrupt, Greg. Is you got a radio behind you going on or something?
Not me.
What am I hearing here? Is anybody else hearing this? Is it Rob? You have something going? Rob?
I do hear something now that I stopped talking.
Yeah, I hear like TV in the background kind of sound going on. Is that you, Rob?
Maybe.
Yeah, it might be. You have a TV. It might be going on there. I just hear something.
Yeah. So I have all of the domain level hex data for this empire. So you can pick any province, any county, basically, and figure out exactly how many families are living there, what's the quality of the land, and you could jump right in there as the domain leader if you want it at any point. All across it, you can pick one of the frontier areas, you can pick the imperial core, any place you want to go, you can drop in there and find out what you're going to do. You could also run it as a first level adventure anywhere you want. I have a huge parts of the map that are kind of beyond the border. You could become there's an explorer class in Axe. You could pick that up and say, we're going to go to this island and explore and name this island.
Huh.
You know, like you can go do that kind of stuff. So I designed it to
The
tap
Isle of Kojak. I love it.
I designed it to allow you to just tap into all these rules that normally you don't get a chance to tap into.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And you can start it at any scale. You could start as a first level character. You could start as a 5th level character.
Mm-hmm.
You could start as a 9th level character with a domain. You know, you could start as a 15th level. You could start as basically the emperor. It's I use Spanish language for kind of a break from all the Latin kind of Italian naming styles that we're used to in the Aran Empire. So the person in charge of this empire is called the Corono, the crown in Spanish or Portuguese, and so that person is an elected monarch.
Okay.
So you have to like do the best you can, and then you can't pass anything on to your kids. So you're kind of like you're going to be measured for how great of a person you are today, and you could try to hold the empire together. There's a whole bunch of things in the book that the GM can use to destabilize the empire and create opportunities for people.
Okay. All right.
There's ethnic
And
groups
it's
that
$5 for a
problems.
PDF, guys.
Yes.
$5 for a PDF. That's not bad at all. How many pages, Greg? You want to show it? You have a PDF you can pull up. You can just share.
Yeah. Let me just do that.
$5. I might even buy this. Jesus Christ. Maybe not. What? 146 pages for $5 is kind of a fucking deal. I gotta say. That's and he's discounted from 7. You're already on sale. You just launched this thing 2 weeks ago. You're already on sale.
I have it on sale to start. So
all right. So get it now, or else you're gonna pay $7.
Share the screen here.
This is interesting because I've never actually had somebody. All right, so now I have to add that to stage. I've always been the sharer. All right, there we go.
Yeah. So
all right, cool.
It has.
While you show this, I'm going to take my first leak of the night. I shall return, boys and girls.
So you can see, kind of in the table of contents, there's 3 broad divisions in the book. There's the description of the empire at the top level. There's a description of each province, and then there's the census of all of those contents, so you can use them in Adventure Conquer King. So when you go through the empire, it talks about the structure of the government. It goes through the religion. The religion is very monotheistic, expansive, holy war type religion compared to the decadent religion of Adventure Conquer King, in the Aran Empire. There's kind of like a devil figure instead of the Zaharan stuff in Adventure Conquer King. There's a cycle through the year for the major seasons and festivals and stuff. There's social castes. You can actually advance up through this line and gain power. So you could be a character that starts out as a member of the trading guild as a venturer class in Adventure Conquer King and try to move yourself up to be maybe a noble. There's different types of provinces. There's an imperial province that's most like the imperial core. There's a vassal province, which is basically a military occupation. There's a tributary province. This is an elven and a dwarven province. They are not part of the empire from a social, cultural standpoint, but they just pay a tribute. There's a maritime province that provides ships. There's a colonial province where they send extra people, and there's a mercantile province that's like a trading guild type place. So it has all the stuff for the top level of the empire, festivals, everything. These are the population numbers. I know the exact numbers because I have done the census, so you can see exactly. If you take over this province, you will be in control of 103,000 families, and you can calculate your tax revenue in Adventure Conquer King using these numbers for whatever.
And you're using the Adventure Conquer King's rules as written.
Yeah, exactly. And then these are the things I had talking about, instability. So there's a dwarven vault that's being attacked, and the dwarven tributary province wants to intervene to help them, but the humans don't want to do that. So if the humans don't help them, then that could cause kind of a fraction. They might try to leave the empire. There could be resistance, stuff like that. The Corona can die. There can be a rebellion. San Furnace is a huge desert that right now is peaceful, but it could be a source of barbarians attacking. There's Merfolk. There's a place called the Serpentine Lakes, which is like a huge Beastman area. Beastmen in Adventure Conquer King is hobgoblins, goblins, orcs, and stuff like that. There's a halfling group that wants to join the empire, and nobody wants to let them in yet. They could.
I mean,
migrate
who would want to let the fucking happen other than
I
Matt Jackson?
agree. After my experiences with Matt Jackson,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
hesitant as well.
Gnomes, on the other hand, definitely let the fucking gnomes in, but no, not the other.
So almost every province has like a major problem that could be pushed out of control by the GM. Now, I would say I try to put the control in the GM because you don't want it. Maybe you want them to be able to have a few years building up from 1st to 7th level, and then everything goes to shit. I don't know. If they start out as 9th level, you might want it to happen right away.
Yeah.
So this is the core province of Senate, lands of the Senate. And then this is one of the things I think is really cool. There's a gladiatorial sport to gain your freedom called Ocho Sangriento, Bloody Eight in Spanish. And you have to fight a series of battles. And if you lose too many members, if you lose at least, you have to have at least 5 people to pass on to the next round. So if you lose 4 of the 8 people on your team, then you have to start over at the bottom of the tournament again. And if you get all the way up to the top, you get your freedom. But every time the battle advances, the water in the arena, like the Colosseum where they had naval battles in the arena, the water level goes up 6 inches. So by the time you get up to the 8th battle,
Christ, man.
you're fighting an octopus in 4 feet of water.
This sounds like an old Batman episode with Adam West and all that, where the water's raising and you're beat up the Joker, and you better do it quick before the battering
You got to entertain the masses, Joe. This is what we do. Okay, so then it goes through each province and talks about what's the unique aspect of this. One of the things I really tried to do, and this is. I'm not criticizing anybody who does real world analogies with cultures, but I've done it myself in the past. But I feel like a lot of times that leads us to make assumptions about, this is fantasy Britain, or whatever. So I tried to incorporate different things about each culture and then mix them up. So this Noritus actually has
kind of like a William Burroughs approach to things. You write the whole novel, you type it, you cut it up into chunks and tape it all together in a different order than it was written. But you're not on all kinds of junk, though, are you? So
like this place has a architectural style that is more like Southern Persia. It has an Armenian sounding language. It has handball courts like the Aztecs. It has a.
Didn't the Aztecs have handball? If you lose, you die. Though, wasn't that part of their...
I didn't put that in.
All right,
but
you're a wimp.
You're
not even old school, Greg.
There's a Russian kind of diet to the place. So like, there's
a Russian diet. So like vodka,
grain and potatoes, stews, breads, baked pies.
All right,
stuff like that. So. I tried to mix each one up so there's no like, this is fantasy Italy, this is fantasy Britain, this is fantasy Spain, right? So they might have, this one has kind of a ancient Assyrian or Akkadian feel because they have Lamassu, but it's a Romanian language style. They have tall minarets like Arabic, Turkic type spires. All kind of just different. Everything is really different. They have like a Native American type food system. So there's everything is kind of mixed in so that you can have a unique culture that's not leading people to just kind of whatever. You can actually appreciate it rather than just be like it's another Roman town.
Yeah. This is okay. I'm in Rome
Yep.
now. Let me. All right. Where's the
Yeah.
Caesar? Yeah. That kind of shit.
I think it encourages people to actually pay attention rather than just gloss over a lot of stuff. So there's just different stuff for each province, and then it has let me get to the census file. So it starts the census. Every single hex in the empire has a hidalgo, which is like a baron, viscount, which is like a count, and a conde, which is like a duke, right? So you can look up, I want to start in, let's say, I want to be the Altrador family. I control basically a barony in this hex. And there's 521 families that I'm in charge of.
What'd you use to generate that? Just pull shit out your ass, or did you use some sort of actual things, or did it make sense for the geography,
or to generate
the population and all that stuff? Did you use geography? Like, is there 3,000 people randomly generated on this 14,000 foot mountain hex?
That's
you know what I mean?
Judgment. So like I put the cities along the rivers, and then I put them sized as to like the closer you are to the Mediterranean equivalent, the higher population. The further you're out into the hinterland, the population goes down. This is the capital province, so the population numbers are really high. But when you get out to further, these are imperial provinces. Now we're starting to get into, this is occupied territory. Only 219 families in this hex, 131 in this hex, 78 families. This is like right on the border with the barbarians.
When I was taking a leak, did I miss a map for all these hexes that they correspond to?
I can show you that in a second. Let me go through one more thing. So at the end of the census, in Adventure Conquer King, every type of good that you transport, like you're a trader, has a demand modifier that goes up and down. And so what you want to do is buy low, sell high, right? You want to buy in a place where there's a negative and the price is really low. And then you want to go to a place where you can sell it for a high price. So you can look at, these are all the top 100 cities in the empire on this goods chart. And you could say, okay, so we want to sell armor and weapons in Phares. Now, Phares is a city that's on the in the colonial province. It's right on the border. There's a huge security problem, so it has a very high resale. They're not able to ferment stuff. They have a very high level of resale for beer and ale. So you could pick up these products somewhere else, and then transport them here. This is the capital city, Gavardia. If you want to bring anything there, all the demand modifiers are kind of flat because you're not going to make it. You're not going to make a huge amount of money bringing things. You can make more money with wood or food or whatever, but it's not a big place, right? Or it's a huge place. It's not a big place for making a killing because everybody else is trading there. So you want to look for a place. So in Adventure Conquer King 2, there's a class called the Venturer. It's basically a charisma-based class. Charisma is the prime rec. It's focused on trading and being the face of the party. They can establish a trade route as a part of their character class, right? So if they find a route here and they go, okay, we're going to set up a naval trade route between here and here, and we're going to reap in a ton of money. They can invest their own coin in it. They can invest NPCs and put hirelings on it. They can do all kinds of stuff like that. So that's what I mean. Like, I built everything to take advantage of the rules in Adventure Conquer King. So let me get that map for you.
Yeah.
And I guess I got to go after him after that presentation.
All right. I see Rob has a map queued up. I see it ready to go already.
All right. So I got it up here. Let me.
It's interesting running this from Eric's side. If I make a comment in the actual comment section of StreamYard, it comes across as both me and Eric at the same time who have said that comment. It's little quirks you see here,
All right. All right. This is a full map, zoomed all the way out to 8.6%. But if we go in, zoom in here.
This is map porn, boys and girls. Because Rob has some map porn coming up too.
So this is the border of the empire here. This blue barrier, and there are barbarian cities. These are elven cities in these woods. These are mounted barbarians. This is a
Mhm.
halflingshire. These are beastmen. This is a merfolk and wakami. You know, that this stuff has been. And then if you get further away, these rivers aren't named, right? These mountains aren't named. You could sail up there and
No, I'm
name
sure the
them.
people there who live
Yeah.
there have a name for it.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, nobody's explored this island.
Oh, okay.
You
I see
know,
what you're
nobody.
saying.
So all along there's this huge desert on the edge. You know, nobody's ventured out into this
Mhm.
desert.
Mhm. The
So you
sand
could,
furnace, is that what it said? The sand
yeah, it's a
furnace?
sand
I
furnace.
like that.
So you have all sorts of different stuff beyond. Like these are dwarven vaults in Adventure Conquer King. If you're a dwarf, that's what you establish as a
Yeah, yeah. And you
as a
don't set up a
domain,
tower or
right?
something
Yeah,
instead of a vault.
yeah. So there's these
Interesting.
entire river valley here with barbarians and elves and all sorts of stuff. Here's the imperial border. These are the imperial border forts in these little pound symbol forts. So yeah, you could start out as the duke of this part of the empire and have a plan to expand out beyond this border.
That's pretty cool, man.
And then like this is the imperial core over here. This is the capital. You know, these are all peaceful so you could start here as a trader or raise up your army in Acts. You can calculate your tax revenue, how many soldiers you can afford and everything like that, and then launch an attack into like this part over here. The empire ends over here by Becesti, and up here it begins again. That this peninsula is not controlled by the empire. This area down here is controlled by aggressive merfolk. So you could try to take over these areas for the empire. And that's everything in the book is designed to support that. For like there's kind of holy war type concepts to justify. You know, you're going to put together your guys, and it's going to have a religious foundation to go into this area and conquer. All that kind of stuff is all set up in alignment with the Adventure Conquer King rules.
I'm fascinated that the borders to every single kingdom and all the lands have 60-degree angles as the lines go here and there.
Well,
there's precedence for that, Joe. You know, Traveler, Third Imperium.
Yeah.
It's just for ease
I
of
know.
use.
I know. It was just funny.
But
I had actually Googled what the angle was for that, by the way. So
you
I
could say that it's dispute. Yeah, you could be the ruler of this little border town, and you could say, I actually think that the line should be here. Yeah, and you could go out and conquer that. These are 6 mile hexes, a standard for Adventure Conquer King. But
I like it.
You know, all across it. So there's a couple of different land borders over here in the west, or excuse me, in the east. In the south, there's land border, and then in the west, there's a land, you know, and it's all built around this Mediterranean type sea. And then there's an island up here that they've only established this much on, and these very aggressive elves live up here in this forest.
Those fucking elves.
Yeah, those fucking elves could come down and get you.
I'm impressed, right? Greg. Yeah, maybe you're not a pick-me girl. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, you took some umbrage that I noticed. But the other night we were doing me and Tim were doing a show, I think is where it came up, and he's talking about all the stuff you do for various systems. I said, that's all the most popular systems because I am the cool uncle. All my nephews and nieces in their teenage years give me all the lingo. And so my nieces told me all about pick-me girls. They always want to be picked. They always want to be noticed. They always want the attention on them. So I like Greg publishes under all these new greatest latest systems in a month because he wants to be a pick-me girl. That's what it is. So but the quality is there. Pick me girl or not, the quality is there, Greg. So yeah. Oh, now Rob got some shit here. I can add Rob to the stage. Boom. Not to be outdone with a map. Rob Connolly making an appearance.
Okay, well, I'm focused on Cathal Black Marsh area, and you know, these are 5 mile hexes, and so my first
you have 5 mile hexes. He has 6 mile hexes. Fight. Why? Why is one better than the other?
I actually have a pre-planned argument for that, Joe.
Well, I'm sure you do.
If you just Google "in praise of a 6 mile hex," There is a blog post from 2009
From who? You weren't even born then.
the Hydra's Grotto. I was born. And this is back in kind of the before Google Plus days.
Yeah, blog days.
And it mentions Bat in the Attic in the
Oh, really?
and it says in praise of the 6 Mile Hex, and it has all the different reasons why he feels that 6 Mile Hex is best, and I find it to be convincing.
All right. So Rob,
I don't know why Rob chose 5. I'm just
Yeah,
telling you.
yeah. All right. Go ahead, Rob. What is this? What are we looking at?
Why
here?
did I chose 5?
Yeah.
Because that's what the Judges Guild maps were at.
It always goes back to the Judges Guild map.
Everybody likes to say, "Oh, you walk 3 miles an hour," but really, if you're putzing around throughout the day and long distance travel, you're lucky if you get 2.5 miles
Mhm.
per hour on level terrain.
And you know that from
so
where,
each
Rob?
hex, huh?
You know that's from where? What real life experience do you know this from?
Boy
Come on,
Scout.
say the L word. Come on, say the L word.
Well, considering that we were mostly confined to a camp, that wasn't really a relevant factor. And
Mhm.
there's a lot of things that are relevant, that live action that's relevant, but long distance travel was definitely not one of them.
Greg, you notice how carefully he's avoiding saying the word LARP because we called him on it. He was
Yeah.
on. He almost said it, but now he said live action. He didn't say live action role playing.
Fine, Joe,
Yeah.
LARP.
Ah, bingo! Oh shit!
So anyway, it takes
It is a
2
nice map,
hours.
though. I like that.
One of these light green hexes would take 2 hours. The players 2 hours to traverse.
Okay.
Once you get into the mountains here, or the hills here, or the forest, then it's going to be slower. And if they're on a road, which there are none in this, or if they're on a road like here, then it's slightly faster. But so I figured out a grid pattern that would fit the 12-inch by 18-inch poster maps that Drive Through RPG offers. So long ago, I figured out with the Waterlands project, I figured out how to make giant hex field without crushing my computer. Thus, I decided to map the outline, and I have notes where everything goes. But since unlike Greg, I'm going to go really down to the 5 mile hex level.
Fighting words.
I'm not going to map it in one fell swoop. But as you can see, I have everything laid out, and along with
Are they numbered hexes, Rob?
it will be.
Wow.
And this will be finished in 2032.
Well, that hex will, Greg.
That's a lot of space.
That's a lot, Rob. Jesus Christ, it's ambitious.
The way the numbers work, Joe, is they're per the published map. So this has a number, and if I turn that off and turn Northport on, which is right next door, you'll see the numbers for that map over there. And
Hey, Rob, what's to the right in the gray sea? I saw something interesting out there. What do you got going on? Maybe minimize it a little bit. What is that circle? What is that out there? That's kind of neat. I like that.
The Ring Islands?
I like that whole concept, dude. I'm going to drop that somewhere. I like that concept. It almost looks like a henge in the ocean of some sort, where the Kraken is kept or something. That's pretty cool, man.
I hold on. Let me get the zoom off.
I don't know if you're high enough level to go there, Joe.
I'm definitely high enough to go there. I don't know high enough level, but I'm definitely high enough right now. Yeah, my pee break wasn't just for pee.
Okay, so this is the Smoking Bay, and this is the peak of the crater. The Smoking Bay was caused by the mountain that fell. The Ring Island, well, the mountain that fell, the main part of the mountain that fell hit the Smoking Bay and carved this out. And that's why there's so many swamps around it. It literally shattered the land. Well, a piece of it, a large chunk, fell out in the Gray Sea, and fell in there and created the Ring Island. And just like all sorts of weird, there's like Viz and all kinds of weird magic stuff around the Black Marsh region because centered around the Smoking Bay. The Ring Island are a magnet for all these magic user groups who flock there to mine its magic, to gather its magical resources.
Mm-hmm.
And the most powerful of them own the ring tower.
That's pretty cool, man. I like that. I like the whole concept of that. I like interesting islands, you know. I really do. I like what you did with the little strip on the outside too. It looks like you have several rings. You know what I mean? Partial that lead into the land
Yeah,
around.
but this is from this ring was from the map of Holland,
Mm-hmm.
and when I started drawing the outer map, I just kind of continued the theme. So there's sort of a ring here, and there's a sort of a line here,
Okay.
and that's about the extent of it. Uh, but basically, what I did was all the maps, all the piecemeal maps I ever drew,
Mm-hmm.
I
Made its way into
incorporated.
there somewhere.
Yep,
That's awesome. That's awesome. There's nothing ever's gone to waste then. All the old shit, the stuff you did a million years ago. That's cool, man.
and all the city-state stuff you guys experience. Well, I'm
Yeah.
just going to convert that over to the
Yeah.
city-state of the Eastgate, which is going to be located right there.
Okay. All right. Interesting, because Tim's main city from the Colmore Forest is Eastgate. You know, not Scorn. Scorn's a minor city.
Yeah,
Eastgate's
we
where he
rip
gets.
each other off.
That's interesting. I wonder if Tim could possibly fit his Colmore Forest in your world. You know what I mean? Or at least some simulacrum of
Tim
it.
had his own ideas. I mean, I
He
know
does.
at
He
one
does.
time he did use, where is it? Yeah, he did use this area for one campaign. Latcon, Thicket, Ulan, Soden Watch. He did use this little area right here for the basis of one of his maps.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as Comor Forest, I mean, if you want to put it somewhere, you can pick a spot and we can put it there. As you can see, there's a lot of areas that are only vaguely defined.
Yeah.
I would have thought that Comor Forest was actually on the abyssal plane.
Yeah, it's a safe bet. I mean, pretty
I
close to it. It's like a border kingdom at the very least.
I feel like it's like in Gladiator when he says, if you find yourself riding through green fields with the sun on your face, you're already dead. That's the kind of you're in Elysium. If you're in Comor Forest, it's only a matter of time before you realize you're actually in hell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
It's
wonder if that's
not,
the case. All that I wonder if that'd be the big joke he's been running for the last 10 years on everybody. You think you're
But
alive?
one thing I did do is I defined the major mountain ranges.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, the Great.
Yeah, yeah.
And I also, there's a world generator called Azazakar World Gen, but they have a way of uploading your custom map. So I kept that. I got enough of a map and played around with the climate zones.
Mm-hmm.
So I have, let's see, where is that?
I see Bad Mike's in the chat.
No, Mike. What's up? What's going on? It's the B team. Hey, we're the B plus team at the very least, motherfucker. I don't know about this B team bullshit, all right? I'm a B plus, maybe A minus even. But yeah, Eric's Eric, you missed Eric. He and Joe Block, Mike, were up at the con. At TotalCon up there in Massachusetts, and they jumped in for a quick live stream with Rachel there for a bit, talked for a little bit, and then they bounced back. They said they're gonna let's go game as they headed directly to the bar. So yeah, let's go game my ass. Yep.
So these are all the climate zones of the Majestic Fantasy Realms.
Jesus Christ, Rob, the detail level, man. I mean, I'm all
Well,
into
I
that
mean,
level, but
if you
holy
want to
shit.
see what it's going to look like, I mean, those with my Black March are familiar with entries like these, but I also expanded it. So now if I mention an area has tribes, I give you stats and I give you their military forces.
Okay.
Maybe you're part of the tribe, so that becomes relative. Also, I give the major NPCs of the tribe. But I also have here, you can see I have terrain, islands, layers and ruins and layers. And if the layer has, where right here. So this is the Silver Hall. This is the main stronghold of Bloodfist Forest. So this layer, I started out. There are 412 orcs. Here's their military, the different troop types. and then I do that for every settlement. This is Greenton. It's a small halfling village. They don't have a lot of military. They have like 20 troops,
Hmm.
12 Lightfoot, 8 slingers. But if you go here and you look at something that's more military oriented, such as Incatus Keep, there's a little bit more significant military force. And I note the resources and give a little 1 or 2 paragraph description. And right now I have 4 maps, and I'm in the middle of the 4th map detailing it. So, once once I have the Kickstarter and release it, you'll have a complete campaign setting that you can build off of. There's still going to be work to do. I don't have every lair and every possible dungeon mapped out, but
Yeah, right.
The thing is, somewhere in your notes, you probably got the skeleton of all of that stuff from the last 40-something years of playing, It's all there
some of
somewhere.
it, some of it.
It's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. I like it.
See, that's why I say I could never keep up, Joe.
Yeah, I know. You really can't. He's got too much of a head start on you. Even if he dives
Also, Joe, I'm finagling stuff from my Majestic Waterlands campaign, because anything that I haven't published is going to be subject to change, usually slight change, because I still want to keep the broad outline. But one change I made here is I tweaked the map of Nomar to fit this area, so I'll reuse all that content, which
Okay.
is none of it's original to Judges Guild anyway. So. So some bits and pieces of other projects I'm going to stick in there. Oh, and even the Island of Paid is going to make an appearance here.
Nice.
I'm gonna stick it. So this is the Ochre Empire. They're an empire dominated by the worship of Sarath, the god Set. For those who know their Mitra versus Set legend, and these islands have an independent realm called the Kingdom of Island, and one of the islands will be the Island of Paid, and I'm going to insert it down here. So, and I'm going to tweak the background, and it's going to be released when I release a set of maps for this area. That's going to be part of it, and obviously because I've done the work with how to make a fantasy Kickstarter, that part of it's going to be a little bit more fleshed out than usual.
It's pretty cool.
But I named Vanderberg here after one of Tim's badass characters.
Sounds like a character on a cop show.
Vanderberg?
Yeah.
A little bit.
No. The character's name is Vander Gothridge.
Oh.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's not very good, Tim. If you're listening to this later, Tim,
where you got Gothridge Manor from.
No shit.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
A
I
PC
did not know that.
played called Vander Gothridge.
No, all right. Okay.
He's one of Tim's badass PC, and he's more evil than good.
That's pretty cool.
But he's better off.
Tim makes characters that are good?
Yeah, well, a relative thing.
I haven't met one.
It's a relative deal.
Well, Jack
one that he had where he told the guy was going to extinguish his light from the universe, and then he did some kind of thing where he like put out a candle with his fingers or something. It was like, you're gonna die, I'm gonna suck everything out of your life. Yeah,
to answer Sciatus question, yes, I have Fjord up here. This is the home of the Vikings of my campaign.
That's pretty cool.
Are you going to talk about the legends of the Destroyer?
Yes, I'm going to work your character in there. Your part, your entire party will get worked in there.
Okay.
The geography is a little different, so the actual story will be a little different, but it's the broad strokes are the same. Guys hung out in Eastgate and then went and your uncle tried to assassinate, and you went up to your uncle's home, probably up in here, because this is the Viking homeland, but they colonized different shorelines. So that's what Vikings do.
It's cool.
Just as they went west here and colonized the. Let me turn off this layer.
A late arrival. Yes, you were. I already went, Mike. Isn't Greg what? What? I'm missing something. Isn't Greg? Oh, your preview.
So
Yeah.
this was the home of the Vassian Vikings. Unfortunately, the Grand Kingdom had major ambitions and they couldn't withstand them. So now there's a small little, as people with Black Marsh know, there's a small little exile realm here at Castle Taldane, Daretop, Gamala.
It's cool. Hey, here's an idea, guys. Why don't we end this show, because we're coming up on the end, with something we're looking forward to soon? Coming up, buying something in the tabletop RPG universe. What are we looking forward to? All right, Greg, why don't you go? Start. Shoot. What do you got?
Well,
can't make it about yourself. There's a warning for both of you egomaniacs. All right, can't be anything about yourself.
I don't know.
Maybe
this says a lot about me, but my task for tomorrow is, and for this whole weekend actually, is to go through more character generation for Adventure Conquer King 2. For some stuff that I am doing, but the purpose is you have to actually sit down and read in order to do this kind of stuff. You know, people have this idea, especially people like Matt Jackson, that you can just read 3 sentences and roll with it in life. And I have, these are 500-page book. Like, I have to sit down and actually spend the time to really read and make sure that I know it. I mean, I've already read a lot, but
but in Matt's defense, as a guy with an elderly father, is sort of little early stages, forgets a lot of stuff. I mean, Matt is also 87 years old. I mean, you can't hold him to the standards that you hold the rest of us to.
I
That's
understand.
The thing. That's the thing. I mean, he's, if he
controls
his bowel movements for the day, it's a good day for him. So really, that's really kind of what you're looking for here.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, I already own more role-playing game stuff than I can play.
Yeah,
I can even use,
even read.
So my focus, my focus is on, if I'm not writing my own stuff or running stuff, like, the next thing is actually, reading what I have more thoroughly, trying to come up with ways to use it to benefit from these ideas,
say what you mean, Greg. I want to find shit to steal. I can put in my own fucking publications. Go ahead. You can say it.
I'm running the game every week. This is practical, useful knowledge to be reading.
Speaking of reading, what I'm looking forward to is the Trollor Games got the license for a lot of Gygax stuff, and so they have some good shit coming out. They really do. We got this is, let me share the window here. Porn closed. Yes. Okay. Share window. All right. So they have this World of Gygax basically, and they're on their whole site here. Now they've already put out Yigsburg. They're putting out Gygax the Hermit right now. And they're coming up on, I think they're going to do a reprint of the castle itself, what they have out, and then expand it. They're also expanding the city environments, the Yigsburg environment, all the environments. Castle Zagig is going to be all the way through level 17. But the next thing that's coming out that's getting a lot of talk is this Gygaxian Fantasy Worlds book series, which I was too broke to buy back in the day. And I am looking forward to this. They're going to do some editing, a little bit rewriting, making it look a lot prettier. But you're also going to get PDFs, I heard today, of the original books. Plus, you're going to have the new PDFs and the new books. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's up there.
Good.
Yeah, I agree. So you have them both. And it's up here on Kickstarter right now. Actually, I'll put the link in the chat. God, I sound like a professional fucking YouTuber here. The link is in the chat. All right, I'll put the link in the chat for everybody. You can take a look there. It's a good thing. I think I'm looking forward to reading it. See what I remember seeing some of the Complete Strategist, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll buy that. But I'm like, yeah, you know what? I don't have the complete set. Why buy it? It's just a whatever. And then he dies, and lost the opportunity. And everything he ever published was gone. So that's what I'm looking forward to. How about you, Rob? What are you doing?
in the immediate gaming future, I'm looking forward to both of them are John Peterson work, that D&D book that Wizards going to put out. I'm going to buy it. John Peterson wrote it, so I don't give a shit if it's published by Wizards or not.
Yeah.
And then John Peterson is playing publishing Playing at the World, the second edition. So I'm looking forward to that because he has it's been 10 years since it came out, and he has additional insights.
Okay.
I've been following his blog. He's going to update it, and it's going to have additional insight. And as far as I was looking at my list of Kickstarters. I want to see Moria, for Lord of the Rings RPG.
Yeah, I want to see it done right. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't want to see a bullshit Moria.
Unfortunately for the Gygaxian stuff, I mean, I browsed his book back. Some of his book of names is okay. I mean, it's comprehensive.
Yeah.
But and I forgive me if I mispronounce his last name, but Jeffrey Talanin, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
I mean, he was the dude who sat down with Gary Gygax, took the notes. It was all ready to write it up after he passed away, and they canned his ass.
I know.
And now they're going to have somebody else?
I think they have the notes. I mean, I think they said that they'll use Jeff to the extent Jeff is able to be used, but Jeff got a lot going on. You know what I mean? I mean, it might be that, who knows, maybe Jeff's priced out, right? I mean, Jeff back then was a young whippersnapper. I have no inside knowledge of anything. I'm just speculating. I mean, maybe Jeff is priced out. Maybe Jeff wants to focus on his own stuff, rightfully so, keep his own business going, right? Because after, there's no guarantee how long that's going to be.
It's not going to be a Gygax thing.
I hope it is. And I think that if anybody out there, the Troll Lord brothers, they have the same spirit Gary did. You know what I mean? They have the same vibe, as the best I could say. Everything I've ever seen of Gary, heard about Gary, there's a reason that the Troll Lord guys, the brothers, really clicked with Gary. I think they both got that sort of Midwestern thing going on. They both like to eat, to drink, laugh, have a good time, put out some games, have a good time with some friends around the table. It's like they have the same attitude. So I think that to the extent that they have the same attitude.
Well, hold on. Just because it isn't Gygax doesn't mean it won't be good.
Oh yeah,
I'm just saying, from the last time I followed this, there's a lot of fill in the blanks you got to do. Because you got to remember, his original notes were memory aids.
Oh yeah. I mean, I wouldn't doubt that
the whole thing that made Greyhawk distinct was him being able to ad lib half the thing. Now he had some preset areas.
And he did have Rob Kuntz. Don't forget, he had Rob Kuntz working with him, and Rob was a co-DM for Greyhawk, so the dungeon at least, right? He might be able to lean on Rob Kuntz to get some, ideas out of him.
Rob Kuntz is Rob Kuntz.
I know, with all that entails, he's an individual. I know, and I kind of like him. I respect him for that. We'll see what he does. I mean, we'll see how it goes.
I saw him interact with people on the OD&D discussion forum, and let's just say he doesn't play well with others at times.
I had a talk with him. Go ahead, Greg. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think the thing that we need, as somebody who I don't have any personal memories of that time or those people or any of that stuff. So to me, when I hear you say stuff, Joe, like they have the same mentality or whatever. Like, I want to get down to the definition of what that means. I right now I'm running a game with 3 different modules on the map, and they've been moving between them. And the modules are written by different people with different philosophies.
Yeah.
And I can really see there's a big difference between going into Caverns of Thracia versus going into the Lost City. Like that's where the last 2 that they've been in. So for me, the thing I want to get down to is, what is it that you think is this Gygaxian way exact? Like if we were at a job and you had to put together a PowerPoint slide and say, this is the style I want you to do this in, like what would go on that PowerPoint slide?
Keep on the Borderland, Village of Hamlet, Tomb of Horrors.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between saying, make it like this one item, and saying, make it like this one item because it features this kind of cadence, traps like this kind of puzzle solving, this kind of thing like that. Like,
Greg,
what are the specific
here's
things that you want to do?
This will require another.
I know it's a little opening up, but you guys are talking about this stuff. You're using shorthand that I don't get because I'm not as ancient and venerable as you.
Here's the thing, Greg.
Well, what shorthand don't you understand?
Here's the answer to your question, Greg. The history of obscenity and pornography in the United States.
Another dodge.
Yes. Potter Stewart asked to describe his test for obscenity in 1964. I know it when I see it. That was the Supreme Court Justice quote.
Here's the thing, Joe. Okay.
So
let's say that we burned and destroyed everything prior to yesterday, and you had to describe to someone how to make this. How would you describe it? How would you say?
I don't know.
You would say I would have, the when you go into a room, it has this kind of feel. Every room should be this way. Every fourth room should be this way. What should be the length and the width? Like Caverns of Thracia, for instance, has 30-foot wide corridors, and Lost City is inside of a pyramid and has 5-foot wide corridors. That's a huge difference.
Well, let me.
You know what I'm saying? What is it?
I got an answer when you're done, Joe.
And here's my all right. My quick answer is number one. You're a motherfucker for addressing this topic with 12 minutes left of the show or less. And number two, I think we found the topic, an awesome fucking topic for our next show 2 weeks from now. So, but Rob,
I can't wait to see your PowerPoint.
I don't have no PowerPoint. I have no fucking idea.
I can answer it simply. I mean,
let's see it.
It's broad stroke. We want to get in detail with the next show, but
that's a perfect
the answer
topic.
is that Gygax likes puzzles and tactical challenges, not like the 3E days, but he does it more naturalistic, like Steading of the Fire Giant. He laid that out like he thought a fire giant setting would be, but it was a player had to be smart in order to, because there's going to be combat involved at some point. But it's puzzles, not just traditional puzzle, but just like the dungeon layout could be odd or anything. He likes to keep players on the feet, and you have to think in his dungeon. That's the distinctive. That's what makes Gygax distinctive. I mean, a lot of people criticize Keep on the Borderland because it's a bunch of monsters all in one small valley. But think about it. If you were standing there and you were halfway aware of the situation, it's a puzzle to deal with it. So you sneak in there. Where do you go? Then you learn about this, and then you escape.
Rob, I think we should put a pin in that for the next show because you're diving down a deep old hole, and I am tired of shit. And I think Greg had a week to make us all worship our lives. So, I mean, Jesus Christ. So yeah, it's a good topic for next week. We'll start off with maybe Tim and I could dive into it a little bit on Monday, but get a little dip a toe in the water. That's a great topic for all of us to hit on. But anyway, I think that's a good way to polish up this fucking apple here. What do you think, boys and girls? You all set? Ready to go? Anything else you wanted to bring up or talk about beforehand? Say goodbyes to? Anybody you want to give a kiss to?
Give a kiss?
I don't know. We got Joe.
I'm good. I
right.
wasn't trying to poke anything. You
guys
just started talking about this stuff like, oh yeah, it's this thing in this way. I'm like, what does that mean?
That's because it's 2 weeks to think about it. I got a half a bowl out there sitting waiting for me to hit the deck and consider this stuff tonight. So I'm good. I'm gonna figure this out, man.
Make some notes.
Yeah.
For once, you do know how to write things down. I think.
I know. I text myself sometimes if I remember.
Okay,
and that's about it. But yeah.
Well,
anyway,
all those house rules.
I did. That's the fun stuff, driving you guys nuts. When I know it's gonna annoy people, I'll write and write and write. That's
this would annoy a lot of people.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for joining in here for the substitute crew. I think we peaked at maybe 17 or 18 at one time watching. Not too shabby, folks. Not too shabby. So thanks, everybody. Goodbye. And what is Greg? Do you want to fill in for Eric here with his farewells?
Use your common sense, folks.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Definitely.
keep roll the dice, roll them well,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll click on my affiliate link. Good night.
Yes, affiliate link, which I failed to put up. I don't know how to put up links. Eric's got a lot more
Eric-
shit going on than me.
Eric's got more affiliate links than I got actual links.
I got more affiliate links. I got underwear, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Anyway, Rob, any final
Hi,
parting
bud.
words to the crowd?
Stay safe, be well, and see you next time.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for listening, guys. See you in 2 weeks. And we got a show. Tim and I have a show coming up this coming Monday. We might dip into the waters of what is Gygaxian. So we'll see you soon, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Give a kiss, Greg. Go ahead. Give him a kiss. There you go. There you go.